American working at UBS in Switzerland, Bradley Birkenfeld held the keys to dozens of undeclared bank accounts and enough information to crack open the confidential relationship between Swiss bankers and U.S. tax evaders. He blew the whistle on the conspiracy. He went to prison for his part in the scheme, and eventually he received a record $104 million from the IRS for coming forward. He gave his first interview about his roller coaster ride of the past several years to Eamon Javers, who has the first of a three-part whistleblower series.
So was it worth it at the end of the day?
Oh, I'd do it all over again.
You do jail again?
Yeah, sure.
Lose your career?
Absolutely.
104 million is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but it's having the courage to come forward and do something so historic. No one ever came forward and talked about Swiss bank secrecy, ever.
Boston native Bradley Birkenfeld says he became intrigued by international banking while working in finance in Massachusetts, but he never expected to become embroiled in the biggest tax evasion scandal in history. He moved to Switzerland in 1994 to earn his MBA and settled in Geneva, where he managed to get a job first at Credit Suisse, then Barclays, and finally UBS, one of few Americans allowed into the mysterious world of Swiss banking.
It was obviously highly restricted to only people who worked there, so we had access through secure IDs to get into the floors that we were working on. It was a very tight work environment.
The way he describes it, the job sounds like part personal assistant, part spy, complete with encrypted computers and underground vaults filled with untold riches. Bars of gold.
Physical, yes, absolutely, more platinum. Very rare coins that they would put in there, or actual cash, physical cash.
And who was hiding these treasure troves? Birkenfeld says the UBS client list included many of America's most powerful and wealthy families.
You had doctors, lawyers, politicians, CEOs, dictators.
Hollywood?
Hollywood as well. Hollywood stars had accounts there as well.
And Birkenfeld admits there were blatant banking violations. For example, he claims as a Swiss banker, he was required to take trips to the United States to meet with clients and hunt for new ones at extravagant parties and events like Art Basel in Miami.
The problem with this was that it was the U.S. portion of the bank that was actually organizing these events for the U.S. market.
You weren't a licensed banker in the United States.
We were not SEC registered, and we were not licensed to give investment advice, so that was clearly a violation.
And while he says UBS taught bankers to do business this way, a colleague discovered a hidden internal memo that stated those types of practices were prohibited. The stuff about how to break the law, they're training you on. And then the memo about how to follow the law is buried in the internet somewhere?
That's right.
And no one trains you on?
No.
A spokeswoman for UBS told us the business described has been closed since July 2008. UBS today is a different firm with a different strategic focus and senior management team. Still, Birkenfeld showed me the memo that first got his attention. And this is what made you decide to become a whistleblower?
That is correct.
Because you thought they were going to throw you under the bus?
Myself and my colleagues and the clients and the shareholders.
And so you threw them under the bus?
That is correct.
Guys, Brad Birkenfeld did end up throwing UBS under the bus. It cost UBS an enormous amount of money, and it also changed the future of bank secrecy in Switzerland, and you could argue around the world. Tomorrow night,